Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We have a little quick update here. Just going to give you guys a rundown of what's going on with all the projects in the shop right now. As you can see, I've got the 57 back, and it has its doors hung. Sent this out to the shop, put new doors on it, just had them hang them and shim them, and they had to fix some body lines and stuff for me. They came a little banged up, just so I could have a reference point of where so I can do the rest of the work that I need to do to it. I ordered new floor plates for it. I'm just going to go ahead and replace them. It doesn't look that bad here, but the underside's worse, and I want to get rid of all the old undercoating, and it's easier to just cut this square and replace this whole piece than it is going to be to patch it. It's pitted. And new cab corners coming for this. Again, they're so inexpensive, and these are just all mashed up and not good on the backside. So that's the biggest reason I wanted these doors. I wanted a good reference point, clean line to work with for everything. Took it to First Cars and Coffee the other day and went up there just fine. As far as the small block goes for it, we have most of it together, timing covers back on, oil pans back on, fuel pump. It's pretty complete. I have all the rest of the parts to finish it. The distributor, plugs, plug wires, water pump pulley, crank pulley, a new flywheel and clutch for the thing. So all that should be ready to go. I have all my new seals down there. There's a new cross member and trans cross member down there for it. I imagine once all this stuff is in, we'll be pretty quick to start throwing it together. I'm really excited to get this motor in there. It's gonna make me so happy. Other door, same thing. Just had him hang it. This one didn't need any body work. It came pretty perfect when it showed up. The problem was on the old doors is all of this was completely rotted out on it. So, but yeah, gonna replace all this. See, you can see that pitting and that rust in there, and it's just going to be way easier to reference this hard line in these corners and just replace that whole piece than it is to patch it. Once that's done and all that's taken up, I'm probably going to start taking the front end off. The bed's going to come back off of it and go ahead and blast the thing and get it ready for paint. I have my machinist working on the down bars for me, putting those together, and making me some catches for my ramps that are going to go in there, which I don't know if I saw. Yeah, those are right there. Those are the start. Basically, the start is just boards. Starts to my trick ramp system that's going to go in here for the back of the truck. Moved on to Fairlane, our 66 Fairlane revival. We have actually made lots of progress on this since you last saw it. The entire interior is stripped at this point. Outside of the rear glass, I'm having a really hard time getting those out. Need to do a little more research on that. Learned that the car was taken apart before at some point, and somebody painted this whole floor. They also did some patchwork. So there's some fun stuff for me to fix. This is going to maybe make a good future video. It's all fiberglass. They covered over the rust. But the rest of the floor is solid, so we're just gonna pretend that's not there, and pretend that's not there as well, and pretend that's not there, and also gonna pretend that none of that's there either. Yeah. Send help. But anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and we got the rest of this front end torn down. I bought a used core support I found on Marketplace, and I thought I got lucky because mine, as you can see, has been messed with, welded back together, and I was gonna just cut this thing out the frame rails and put it in, but it's no good either. So that was just a waste of money. It's been damaged at the bottom, and it's no better than what I have, so I'm just going to fix what I have. Went ahead, you can see what's going on here. A little teaser for you of what's coming up, what we did. Gonna do some fancy stuff right here. You'll find out about that in a later video. But it involves these, and it involves that plasma cutter. So go ahead and leave your guesses down there in the comments below as to what's going on. And as far as prizes, there is none. I'm broke, as you can see. This is going to be the death of me. So other than just knowing that you guessed it right, that's the real prize here, guys. That and my undying friendship. But yeah, so the next step here, we're going to take this dash out, get all this gutted, and takes the chrome trim in the rear bumper, and glass guy is going to come down and take the windshield and rear window out. They're in good shape. We're going to save those, reuse them. And other than that, that's pretty much it. It's going to get media blasted at that point, and I got to find someone who wants to do some of the major structural work and paint on it. I'm not afraid to do body work. I'll spot weld. I'll put patch panel in and do some body work. But the problem is we have major structural rot here. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And this has all been fudged together. Somebody put steel that doesn't belong here. So I really want somebody that knows what they're doing, maybe that I can work with, and get this square. You can get this fixed again. You can see right through the inside there. Same thing on this side. Somebody put some galvanized steel flashing here and bolted it in with rivets, so that's cool. Nothing good to see there. But it's all just metal. It can all be fixed. And the rest of the car is in just such great shape. I mean, the roof, there's nothing in the roof, windshield frame, back. I mean, all of this is all square. I did get a nice gift I have a whole new quarter panel I got for free. So that'll fix that. And this side is perfect. There's nothing wrong with this quarter as far as rot's concerned. And 2 new rockers. So anyway, that's the latest update on our projects going on right now. I will see you next time. So we're going to go ahead and just do that update right now, just because of what is going on and what's happened. Went ahead, and what I did was I had ordered a Mustang 2 kit for this thing. So I went ahead and started by cutting my shock towers out. And when I cut my shock towers out, I found this wonderful surprise underneath. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is about 3 inches of Bondo that is gluing the frame rails and the cross member and the strut towers together, and it's on both sides. And I tell you, I have just I've never seen anything like this before. And if you know anything about these cars, this is incredibly dangerous because this portion right here this is a unibody car, and these front frame rails basically support the crossmember, the engine, the transmission, and the entire front suspension. So all of that was being held together with 3 to 4 inches of Bondo. Yeah. Really, it's amazing the car drove as well as it did, and nobody got hurt. And the worst part is that somebody did this. Somebody actually did this and went through with it, and while they were doing it, didn't stop doing it, and then went home, and then went to sleep, and was perfectly fine with doing that. This is just absolutely, completely unacceptable. This is actually a good reason why you should never buy an auction car either, because you just don't know, especially with classic cars, the classic car auctions and things like that. You see the cars rolling across the block, and you just can't look at a car well enough in that period of time. And yeah, it might have a shiny coat of paint on it, but I'm telling you, I've been to a lot of auctions, I've seen a lot of auction cars, and it's crazy how dressed up they get just for the block, and how much terrible work is done underneath of them, and people pay serious money for them. If you don't have a soul, it's a great way to get rid of a car that you don't care about, or that's hacked up like this one. But anyway, so basically what this means is we're gonna have to go ahead and cut this whole front frame off at this point, and just put new frame box section in, new channel. Either that, or I gotta find another car and pull a front clip off of it and put it in. So stay tuned for that.